welcome. John Curtis FM from virtually Sydney, Australia. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of COVID activity lately, and now, unfortunately, everyone's got to wear masks. But the beautiful thing about it is when you're at home and you're in front of your computer, you don't have to wear a mask. So I can go in there, I can meet as many people as I like face to face on chess.com. And we're going in now to find an opponent, and we don't have to wear a rotten mask. Okay, so I can breathe fresh air, expel our viruses, and be happy little chappies. Okay, so I'm playing Sortol, 2159 from the United Kingdom, and we're opening up with e4, and he's playing a Sicilian. I'll just play this move, bishop b5. It's more of a positional move. Castles, just prepares castles and gets a piece out. Oh, he just wants me to take his knight off. I can play bishop c4, but I think I just should take the knight and play c3. Right, bishop d3 looks like a funny move, but really, he's just taken back, so I'll take towards the centre and try to build my centre. I don't mind if pawn forwards. Beautiful thing about it is it gives me options to hit his knight if he goes to d4 with the bishop, clearing the way for my d pawn to move up to d4. And if I was to take the knight, I'll block his bishop on c8 would be pretty ungodly, and I'd have a nice open file. So he's got a few things to think about here. I've castled. I'm preparing to take the centre with this move, d4. I'm now threatening his knight, and I've got superior development. Now I've got the plan of f5. So White's powering on in this position. He wants me to take that. Well, I just slip back one square. I'm still threatening f5. Or maybe even it might be more powerful now with g4 and f5 as a line. So we'll just see what happens. g4 would weaken my king a little bit. I'd have to watch h5, but beggars can't be choosers. We'll just see what happens. See what he plays. When I say we'll see what happens, I'm really saying I've got to see what my opponent's deciding to do in the position. What I like about knight to d2 here is that if I play g4 with the idea of f5, my f pawn would no longer be protecting my e pawn, and he can play knight takes pawn. So because the pawn is pinned against the king. So it's interesting that he plays queen b6. I should play an expansive move like a4. Now what that does is it restricts him playing b5, and at the same time threatens to just get his queen off that square with a5, and there it is. Play queen there. Play push the pawn. So we just expanded our position a little bit. We could just ignore the king side for the moment and concentrate on the queen side. Queen to b3. We have moves like bishop e3, knight d2, and just manoeuvring around a little bit. We have knight d2 and then bishop a3. That's another possibility. Trying to eliminate our weaker position. All right. Now I'll play bishop a3. I like about that is that, oh, I've got bishop takes knight. I don't know what he does here. He's going to take my bishop. Because the knight, the bishop here, I can get a little check and retake with my castle. And I want a pawn. Not whether the pawn's enough to... I've got rook f3. His king is a bit weak over there. If I can reconfigure my queen to that side of the board, I might get some sort of big game advantage. I'm even looking at c4 and queen to e3. So I'm going to do it. I haven't got much time and I want to mate him. So I want to play f5 and checkmate him. f5, here it comes. Rook checks. And next move, queen h6. I don't think he saw any of that coming. Now he's got to stop the checkmate. Queen checks, I suppose. Queen checks, queen takes pawn check. Queen takes pawn. Rook takes pawn. Rook takes rook. Oh, pawn on. Pawn hits bishop. Oh, I'll have a rematch. I was actually winning that position at the end. I think it was a one position. I won't go and analyse it. It's not worth it. It's only a 3-minute game. Knight f6. Get my pieces working. Oh, there we go. Just checking that we're streaming okay. Right. Play h5. I just want to stop that nasty little a4 idea that he's got there. I've got like a silly little Grunfeld position. And I really want to take his bishop off. Now, I have to take that pawn, don't I? And I've got bishop to knight 5. Pinning his knight. But I've got a few weaknesses here. Yeah, I saw that rotten move. Yeah, he's... I think he's got me, folks. Queen takes beat. Queen takes pawn is pretty strong. Oh, he didn't take it. Oh, he's threatening knight takes bishop. He wants to win a piece there too. Oh, he's threatening everything. I'll attack his queen. Try to distract him. Play c3. Now I've got some problems. I'll take his bishop. This is just absolute murder. I'm going to resign. 21-67, he played like a genius. Rematch. Perhaps he knows something about that particular line. I don't know. Knight f3. I'm not playing particularly well. I'm only rated 21-25 and I don't seem to be able to burst free of my that lower 2100 level. Knight takes pawn looks like the natural move. I'm all for the natural moves in these types of positions. Now we have 6 pawns each and I've got a good game. Right, that's a natural move, just attack his pawn. Castles. Castles is a natural move, stopping the check where he gets pressure on my king straight away, and he's got the open file. That was the whole point of him casting queenside. The downside to him casting queenside, there's always a downside, not always, but there is sometimes, often the downside. The downside would be that his king is in a weaker position. Right, he just wants to exchange pieces there. If I check him, I can create another pawn move on his part, and I can play bishop back to e2. Now, the reason for that is I'm trying to open up the game. I'm trying to open up the game a little bit. I'll just attack his rook. I'd like him to hit my bishop. And now I've got bishop c4. I've got bishop here too. I like bishop there because my next move is going to be bishop to c4. Now I want to play bishop to f7. So now if he plays h6 or f5, I could play bishop to f7. No, he's smarter than that. He's no duffer. Well, I'll just go over here and attack his rook again. I'm just keeping him on the hop. Okay, so now I can play knight to a3 and get a piece working. He attacks my bishop. Well, I can attack his knight. Now, this is a bit of a tricky line. It takes. Now, if he plays knight d3, I can play knight a7 check. I can play knight a7 check anyway, or I can just simply play rook e1. Okay. Okay, now I can play rook takes knight, threatening the pawn. And now if he plays rook takes rook, I'll play bishop takes, and I've got a dominant bishop. I've got a4 that activates my rook straight away. The only thing I have to be wary of is the open, the back rank. I've got to watch for my back rank. So I'm playing Sawtell from the United Kingdom. I hope I've pronounced the name correctly. And Sawtell's rated 2174. He has excellent connection, very low lag, and 26 seconds on his clock. So I'll play rook takes pawn. So straight away I've activated my rook. I'm threatening to come in. Now the problem is how to, I'll fix my bishop on the central square there. Now I'll play rook pins his bishop. So his bishop is pinned now. He can't move his bishop without losing his rook. He took the pawn. I'll recapture. Now I'm threatening bishop takes h6. He's threatening a check, a discovered check, which would win. If he checked me with that bishop, he would have won my rook. So I move my king to a white square where I can't be checked, and then now I can take that h-pawn. The all-important h-pawn. And now we are a pawn up and he resigns. He's got no time and he's material down. Well, that was an instructive game. Okay, what do we do this time? We'll play b6, something unusual. And we'll just, we'll just move our bishop, b7. and play some sort of Dutch line, like a birds type opening, Dutch or birds type opening. It's actually called the Resi opening, Queenside Fianchetto variation. So it actually is a, it says black's got the advantage. I don't believe it. Black's got the advantage. I wonder if that's correct. Oh, got the even bigger advantage. Looks like it was a correct move that I just played. Oh, castle. Oh, it wasn't the correct move. I made a dunderhead move, did I? I'll take that knight, do I? Yes, that was correct apparently. And now Queen E8. Yes, I found a good move. Oh, it gave me a 9.1, whatever that is for that. I'll take that bishop. I'll certainly play D6, chase his bishop away, and looks like the position's screaming for E5. Yeah, I think the computer agreed with me there. I'll move my knight and b5 to d7. I seem to get all these little black bars on the... I think he's played a good move, b4. Okay. I can play Queen h4, h5. I've got a big long black bar on the screen. I don't know what it means, but it looks good. We're all happy. Play f4, f5. It only gave me a little bar for that move. It wasn't happy with my move. Okay. I can play knight up. Gave me a big black bar for that. Says it's not a bad move. Don't know what the plan is, but we'll try. Knight h6. It gave me a little black bar. Goodness help, no, I don't know what I'm doing here. All I know is it looks like I should sacrifice. Get my pieces working. I missed the best move. It was probably rook f1, followed by knight f4. Oh, I got a really little black bar for that one. I can play rook here. I've got to play. I've got a big black bar for that move, so I think that was correct. I've got to throw as many pieces as I can at my opponent. He's not a weak player. He's 2166, which is a higher rating than I currently have now. So that got to give him a bit of respect here. It doesn't matter what he does. I still want to play knight checks. Once I play that check move, I think that I've got a good game. Oh, he took it. Queen takes. Queen, he wants to change queen, so we don't want that. We just go back one square and go in the corner. We wanted to go in the corner anyway. Just chase his queen away. and open the gate, the back rank, mate. Worried about that. Now we've got the D pawn to attack. We're all right now. Take his queen. Got to take a few pawns off here. I won on time. So we caused him a whole lot of mayhem and he was short of time and we won. Not exactly a brilliant win because a lot of the attack was unsound, in my opinion, my humble opinion. But that's what attacks do. Sometimes they're a bit unsound and they cause opponents a bit of stress. I was watching the World's Darts final, World Darts Championship final today, the William Hill World's Darts final, and it's amazing when Gerwyn Price had the world title within his grasp on so many occasions, more than 10 occasions, he just choked, and the pressure, enormous pressure of finding the correct move. Well, just like in chess, I'm going to get rid of that white bishop. I don't like it. I hope he takes it. I'll put my queen over there and maybe he'll take that off. If he doesn't, I don't worry about it. I'll just take his bishop anyway. And now I can play queen c6. Threatens a pawn. What's he going to do? He could try trapping me. I'll pin his horse. He's got two horses there, and his pawns are on black squares, so we'll keep his bishop on those colour squares. I don't know how to penetrate this guy's position, but I know my knight belongs on c4. I know that much. Don't know much, but I know my knight belongs on c4. Play queen to d1, and now if he plays f5, I'll play pawn takes pawn. Now I don't like his position at all. It looks crappy. I've got pawn here. I can win a piece, but I get such an open king that I'm just going to play g3 and make him look stupid. He'd be worried about g4, and that's probably a good thing. So if I can get a knight on c4, a knight on e4, or a knight on both, his d pawn will be under pressure. So first things first, we'll play knight to e4. It looks like we're giving him a pawn, but we won't really. If he took that pawn, we'd play knight to c4, and then we'd bust him open on the white squares, and he'd have a weak king. His king would be slightly weaker than mine. I'm looking at queen to a4 with the idea of queen c6. I'm still on his d pawn, and I think it'd be very, very amiss of him if he was to go hunting the b pawn at this stage. But the problem is I'm threatening to fortify as well with b3, rook on a file to d1. Yeah, so he knows that. So I'm just going to slow him up a little bit. Oh, he's got rook takes pawn. This could get very nasty and complicated very, very quickly. I'll take that. And king up. And now we've just got this unusual position. All right, so he wants to change queens, which would be very good for him. But I'm not too keen on changing queens just yet. Oh, he wants to play, oh, we'll take that. We don't mind taking that one. And now the knight e8, maybe. I think he's got a draw here if he wants one, almost. Almost got a draw if he wants one. He's 21-34 and doesn't know what he's doing. Well, I can't do much. I just go back. I'll give him a pawn with check. That was a bit dumb. I'll just go over there next to my queen if you let me. Ah, rematch, yeah. He just wanted to draw. He was a bit worried about his time. It's very hard. I suppose it's probably a bit too hard, or a bit too hard for him to work out how to win from there. I played d5. I haven't got any pieces working, but I just I'll take that pawn because I'll change queens here. So all these pawn moves to come up and get me, or I'll hit 2 pawns at once. Surely I'll win one. No, I don't. What a horror. I play b5 with the idea bishop b7. So he chases me away. Dirty, dirty dog. Okay, I ran away just like he asked. He didn't ask, he virtually forced me to run away. I don't like c4. Oh, c4 is not so bad. I'll play bishop here first. I just threaten that pawn. Now I'll push c4 because I want to play bishop c5. Just threaten these pieces along there. And I'll take. Now I'm on the e pawn. I think rook to d1 is the only move that can hold it. Or knight to d2, it can hold it as well. Okay, so I'll just get my pieces working. Knight b5 to d7. I don't know. I had knight c6 and I had knight to b5 to d7, but I wasn't sure which one to play, to be frank. Okay, so I'm going to play castles. Rook to c8. Okay, and rook to c7. See that bishop on h3 was inadvertently attacking my rook on c8 through that long diagonal. So I'm castling just to get a solid game. Now, this is an interesting position. I'll play rook e8. I've got no intention of opening up that file with him having 2 rooks on there and coming down and threatening me and being nasty. If I did play pawn takes pawn, I could play knight takes pawn. I could also play pawn takes pawn. I'll play pawn takes pawn. Yeah, I'll take it with a pawn. So we've both got an e-pawn. He's more advanced than mine. This is tricky. I can play g6 and then e5, but the correct move for me would probably be knight e5. He's got this knight check idea here, which is pretty nasty. On e5, where's his knight go? He can go back and attack my pieces. Okay, well, I'll play king g7. I don't like any of that nonsense that he's got. Right, now I'll put my bishop here on D. Right, exactly. Now play rook to F8. And now I've got H3. Try to open him up. I think I've got to play H3 because if he plays H4, he can make my life pretty much hell. I really would like to get a bit better position here. I'm not happy with my position. I'll take that off. And now, I wonder if I could just go over here and just threaten his bishop. He's taken that pawn. Okay, I'll take back. Rook takes, yeah. Rook here, yeah. He's pushed it. The big question is, can I take it? I'm going to play rook hits knight. And then I'll take it next move. Oh, he's got a check. I'll take that. King back. Now he's got a real threat. I've got rook hits pawn. So I can take it. Oh, knight takes pawn. What's he doing now? I can play. Oh, he won on time. We're both short of time. I should have just. Well, I had to navigate his attack. It was not easy. That was a really hard fought win. So congratulations to Z-Man, I think it was. Who beat me then? Yeah, Z-Man. Congratulations, Z-Man. You played a really good game. I'll try this again. Didn't work out too well last time. Play here. Push the pawn. And now I think White's got a really strong advantage here. Z-Man's 2142. He's from the United States. And he's trying to play chess here. But he forgot about queen to e2 check. And that's why my pawn e5 was so strong, because it led to this variation, which I had already anticipated. Now when I take with the pawn, I'm threatening to take his queen with check. And that's why he has this problem of this pawn here. Now, I've got to be careful because he can do nasty things to me with that discovered check. He wins the queen. So I just moved my king away and be sensible. Now he can't castle. Yeah, so though he's got a little bit of an attack, his position's far, far worse than mine. If I was to be able to penetrate his position, now, a matter of how do you do that? Well, let's take this pawn off and give ourselves some cover. Give ourselves some cover. We don't want him castling too quickly. Good, so he gets a check. Now remember, I'm a piece up. I have the option of changing or moving my king. But I'm going to take the option of changing pieces. Right? Yeah, we all saw you check. We'll play king here because our king's pretty safe here because the pawns are blocking any checks along that diagonal. And the beautiful thing about it is once I get activated somehow, my biggest problem is this bishop. along that diagonal. It stops my rook going to B2, B1. So I'm going to try to eliminate that bishop at all costs. Now I'm going to play F3 to eliminate that bishop. Either way, bad luck, buddy. I'm a piece up. Your bishop is Kaputski. And now, good night, bishop. Now the rook comes to B1. Suddenly I've got two pieces. They're activated and they're penetrating. Right. Now we can play bishop checks. That might weaken his pawn structure a little bit. Then we'll play bishop here. That stops his rook challenging my rook. He wouldn't like that. It's got the added benefit of protecting the H pawn, and me playing king C2, king C2, and now I'm threatening rook to E1 check. Here it comes, rook E1 check. He's missed it. Now that was a good move, rook E1 check. Now I can play another move. I don't know what I'm playing, but we'll play H4, trying to free our pieces, because remember, we're a piece up. If we can get open lines for our bishops, then we can win. And this is a closed position, folks. It's a closed position. We don't want a closed position. So we'll take with the rook, activate our rooks. Because again, we're a piece up. As long as we start activating our pieces, now we can play bishop takes pawn. And now we've activated another bishop. So we're threatening rook to E6 check. Right, that wins a horse. So now we're two pieces up. And that is checkmate, my friend. Right, he had 33 seconds, so I don't know how he overlooked that. He declined a rematch. I offered him one. Score was 1.5, 1.5. C4. Knight C3. Yeah, he tried to overwhelm me earlier. My pawn on D6 killed him, or E7 or whatever. He overlooked that piece on E2, on his E2, his King 2 square. Okay, so what's he doing? I'll take a knight. Alright, I'll get my pieces working. It's Queen B3 there. See, I spot a little weakness on the, and now we just see what we can do here. Can we open up? No, not just yet. So play bishop D3. The plan is to play E4 at some stage. But meanwhile, I can just attack that weak pawn. It looks weak. So why not go down there and threaten it? He's going over here. Guess what? That allows this move. A brilliant move. Now I'm threatening knight takes knight. I'm threatening knight takes bishop. Now I take with a pawn. And now he took the pawn. He might have had to play queen E3 there because of this move. Queen takes pawn. Threatening queen takes rook check. And now he's in check and he drops his rook in the corner. So he's totally busted. Next match. And that was the crazy Capivara from Brazil. We offer him a rematch, and he wants one too. He wants one, the crazy Capivara. He beat me the other day, and maybe I'm playing better today. I'm 21.52 and climbing, so I'll take that. And I'll play knight on the b file to d7 with the idea of knight f6 and recapturing with the rook knight on d7. Okay, so do I want my pawn on e3? Do I want it on e5? Do I want? I'll just play g6, and I'll decide when my e pawn goes later. So that way I can just castle. There's no real threats here now. So now I can play e5. I think it's a natural move, and pawn takes pawn. Now, the reason why I take the pawn on is because see my bishop on g7, I've got plans to just try to open my game up, get my pieces working on active squares and try to command a little bit of the game here. Okay, so he's threatening knight takes c6 was discovered from his bishop on e3 and one knight. So I'll play knight e6. Bit of a tight move, but the whole idea is just keep the tension in the game somehow. Well, now he's happy to change queens, and he's probably correct too. His assumption is probably correct that if he changes queens, he'll get a good game. If he doesn't, he's got space anyway. I'll take the queen off or play queen a4. I'll take the queen. Right, now assessing this position, I'd say that white's got an advantage. So I'm going to play rook e8. Okay, now I've got to come up with a plan. I like knight c7 with the idea of going knight to d4, just challenging knight to d5. Because I might be able to get a base of operations there. And also, if I were to swap that, I don't mind changing bishops here, funnily enough. It might seem strange, but I don't mind changing bishops here. I'll take with the knight. And notice I'm freeing up my position. I'm not as constricted as I was before. My bishop on c8, which is basically ineffective in a lot of variations, is being threatened. He's threatening my bishop. Now I could hit his horse, or I can play bishop f5. This is very, very tricky. I'll play, this is not easy at all, this decision. Knight f3 might be the best option. Knight f6. Okay, now I've got bishop f5. That threatens bishop takes c2. This is all about not giving him the option of getting his knight to e4. And now I can play h6. I might be chasing him to a good square there. I don't know about that. But all I do know is that I can then take his rook and play rook to d8. And now I can play bishop to d7. He's got a commanding knight there. I've got king to f8 and chase his castle away. I've got c5, threatening his knight. I've got b6, protecting my pawns. And now I've got king e7. And now my knight's better than his knight. His knight's gone all the way over to the other side of the board. All that's happened is he's facing a strong pawn contingent there. Now I'm threatening to take his knight and threatening to take his rook. Okay, rooks are exchanged. And now we've got this position. White won on time. Our final position was equal, probably slightly better for black, but infinitesimally so. Knight c3. We'll just let him think about what we're going to do. We'll push. Sometimes, a lot of the time, you might see me playing bishop g5. It's more of a surprise weapon lately that's not quite working. So I'm just going to get my pieces working this time. Hope for the best. I don't know what his plan is here. If he took that, I'd have trouble, wouldn't I? Yeah, so I can put bishop b5. And castles? Or maybe not. Maybe we just take that rotten thing off. I'm not sure that helps him, doesn't it? Take that pawn here. I like the idea of taking a pawn here and then castling and causing some disruption to the centre somehow. Okay, I haven't got a problem in this position. So I'm going to castle kingside, which looks safe. Somehow I think he's played the wrong move. It's not easy. Chess is sometimes just not easy. Yes, he wants me to take that. Well, I'm going to take it because see all those pawns on the queen side on those black squares? My aim is to just take advantage of them. That's my game. My game is to try to take advantage of all those weak squares. Now queen hits knight. You see what I've done here? I've got the black squares. I'm looking at b4. I'm looking at c5. I'm looking at e5. I like this. This c5 move is good for him. But I plan to go in here. So I really need my knight or queen to d2. Knight there first. That's not a bad move because it opens my rook up to protect my f pawn. I've got an outpost there. I could play rook on the a file to d1 here. Now I've got an interesting position. King to rook 1. There's a little trap there. If he plays c5, I might be able to play knight takes d5. He's missed it. So I played queen here. I mean, he didn't play it. He might have seen it. I don't know whether he saw it or not. Okay. So now we've got this position. We'll play b3 and protect our pawn. Okay. Play a4. Oh, he's on a pawn, is he? You've got to watch what he's doing. So he's on a pawn there. We've got to be careful. He's not knight there. We'll take that knight off because I've got a commanding position here. I've got lots of tricks. I'll play rook here. He's on that file. I don't want him to... I've got queen here. That threatens his bishop. I've got 51 seconds. He's got 49 and his bishop's under attack. And there's no way he can't play rook f7 to protect it. So now obviously if I take that bishop, I might get a good game. And that's my plan. So I'll play c4. The whole idea is just keep him under pressure. What's he going to do? He's just got to sit there. All his pieces are tied up. Oh, he wants to change queens. Well, I've got a check down there. I can put his rook in, can he? I'll take his queen off. It's not good for him. Pawn takes pawn, or pawn forwards. That's a nice pawn. It's down his throat. I'll protect that pawn. Knight back. I don't want him opening that bishop somehow. I've got knight up here. That threatens a pawn. Can't be too bad. Rook here. Still keep the power on. Rook here. Rook here. Doubling up on this one. King up. Don't want any weaknesses. Push the pawn. Knight takes pawn. Rook takes. What can we do here? Rook here. Oh no, we're not doing anything. Need to do something here, guys. King f3. Push up. Push up. Just keep pushing those pawns. Pawn checks. Is it mate? Is it mate? Is it checkmate? Yes, it is. Woohoo! Okay. Well, we got away with that one against the crazy Capivara from Brazil. Anyway, near 3 minute game. He went offline. I think he was very, very distraught over that one. It was a big loss. He just started out playing me in the endgame. He'd consolidated, held his position with that bad bishop that he had, a bad white squared bishop, and after all his efforts, he got checkmated. Didn't see the short time limit checkmate. But that's the credit to me was that, in my humble opinion, is that I made him work for that. I made him work hard. I created problems for him. It was never easy for him. See, I take that bishop with the idea. You see that knight, the e5 square. I want to power on through the e5 square. I've got a space advantage with that little hole, so occupy it. You can't take the knight because the pawn would fork him. Right, so now he still wants to take it. Well, we're not going to let him have it. Oh, hold on, he wants me to take it. Well, now I've got a nice attack on the king's side. Okay, so what do we do first? I'll play queen to h5. We can play that. Or we've got knight to f3. That stops his queen manoeuvring around. That's a natural move. Stops queen g5 and queen h4. And still fixes this lovely square here. Okay, so we'll just move our bishop back. Idea is we want to create weaknesses on the king side somehow. And we just want to play queen d3 and threaten checkmate. There we go. So he's taken a pawn off. We'll take back. Now remember, we've got that outpost. We've still got the check coming down through there. The check will worry the crap out of him. So he'd be terrified of that check. He'll probably give me a pawn. I reckon he'll sacrifice a pawn in this position, play g6. Hasn't got much choice. Oh no, he's got that move. Well, well, well. He's cheeky. I'll play here. I don't want to take his crappy queen and let him survive. I'll play rook to f1. Rook to f1 threatens knight e5. Knight e5 is a powerful. Now I can play queen to d3, which is what I wanted to do before. And now he's got the problems. He's got the real problems of penetration on his king. So he might have to play g5, which is really weakening. And that's where we will come to town. We'll just throw the kitchen sink at him. Okay, so he's allowed the check. Well, can he stop the check? No. So if we play knight here, we're threatening checkmate in one move. Checkmate in one move. Checkmate in one move. How many moves? One move. Checkmate. His white squares. Oh my God. If you've ever seen an anti-positional position, there's a hole on h7. There's a white hole on g6. There's a white hole on F7. And we're going to occupy the whole lot. Checkmate. Good night, Jegan from Norway. And thank you very much for being offering us the opportunity to play such an instructional game. Okay, our rating's 2162. We're moving up. Play the Grunfeld. Develop our bishop. Castles. We'll take that pawn off. Might be able to hold it. We'll just see what he does. Play c6, and now we can hold that pawn. Theoretically. Well, I've seen him hold it with this move, and I've seen the headaches, absolute headaches players get when confronted with this type of play, including myself. I've been in this position as white, and I've thought, hold on, how do I recover my c-pawn? Is it important? Should I play e4? Should I try to get a bind in the centre? He goes for that option, right. So we'll play knight to d7. And the whole idea is just to say, well, if you don't want it, we'll exchange your knight. Okay, well, you don't want it, we can take the knight. And now he's got double pawns. So if he does push his d-pawn, well then he's confronting the e-pawn. So now we'll play queen c8. We've still got the c-pawn. We can still play b5. But we want to play bishop to h6 and to remove defenders on his king side so that we can wangle around there, get him to worry about the pawns in the middle. He's got double pawns. If he pushes them, will they be weak and can we pick them off? Right? So he's worried about all these things. So now we can, intermezzo, we can play bishop there. We can play bishop there. Or we can play rook 8, e8. What I don't like is in this position, if I play rook e8, he'll play bishop queen f3. But I can play bishop to g5 first. And see where his queen goes. Now I can play rook e8. Oh, he's got queen f4. Should I just put it to him? Should I just put it to him, folks? And say, well, all right, then you've achieved your goal. Your bishop on g2 supports the e-pawn, but you're still going to worry about your pawn on c4. And meanwhile, I'm going to get rid of a good position pawn. And now we've got this position. And he's pushed a pawn. I can play knight here and knight to, that's my plan. My plan is to play knight b6 and let him worry about it. My plan is also to play f5 and open up the game. Simply pawn takes pawn, queen takes c6, queen takes c6, and queen checks seems to be not a bad position, seems to be a good position for white. That's probably the correct way to play the position. Queen checks is probably the correct move, but any other move, it's not clear what he's going to do. Oh, he wants to play rook, what's his name? Okay. Right, yeah, so we'll just play rook f7. I say he doesn't knight check and win my queen. Now what's he threatening? Knight check and wins the queen. Okay, so we'll just play rook e8. That stops the knight check and hits the queen. And now we've got b4. We'll hold that pawn. b5, I should say. Hold the c-pawn. We've got rook takes pawn. And that holds the, what's his name? Then we've got rook takes pawn again. Remember, his knight's pinned against his king. Now we've got queen takes knight check. And now pawn to bishop 4. And now in this position we get the rook back. Pawn takes rook. He plays queen takes. And now we play knight to bishop 3. Because his queen's pinned against his king. And now we take back threatening knight takes bishop check. We're on the bishop. He hasn't got many squares. We chase his bishop. We haven't got much time. He hasn't got much time. But we're powering on and we're really just going to skewer him here. He's worried about the pawns. He's doing little funny cheat moves. He's in deadly shock. We're playing bishop hits bishop. We're playing bishop there. He's exchanging. He won on time. Oh, he's fast. 21.81. Trapdoors from Canada. Oh my God, he was dead lost, a piece down. But he managed to win on time. That's the trouble. I'm a little bit slow. I'm getting slower. I'm 68, headed towards 69 years of age, and I'm getting a bit slower. And I was listening to Hikaru Nakamura, and Hikaru was saying that, yeah, he's having a bit of trouble now. He's slowing down with the 1 minute chess. So it just goes to show you, you're on top with these things for a while, but it doesn't last forever. Your youth, your ability to calculate fast and or run fast or whatever it is you might do. I just want to get rid of that bishop, or I can just exchange that bishop. I'm very happy to remove that bishop. See, my bishop wasn't doing too much, and so I'm just manoeuvring my pieces around. I just got a pin. King to h8, because I'm looking at sacrificing on f6 again. Here we go. Charge! I'll take it. Takes with his knight. Now I've got rook takes knight. I got pawn takes pawn too. Oh, rook takes knight, knight takes pawn, knight. Okay, I've got. Oh, I'm not sure about this position. That looks like a strange move, but I wasn't sure. I don't like this knight g5 move. h6 was probably correct in the position. Yeah, my move, the correct move by me was probably h6. So what's he playing now? I just played bishop to g5. Just threaten the pawn. Play bishop here. Knight b6 looks good. Just hold that pawn. And, oh, missed it, did I? I didn't miss it, did I? It's good to put my knight on c4. Just threatens that bishop. I might be helping him a little bit, moving his bishop to a good square. Queen d7. Good if I can exchange rooks in this kind of position. I missed my opportunity. Opportunities missed, eh? Or did I miss it? He resigns. I had a little trap there. Rook takes pawn, rook checks, and queen to c, queen to queen to f7. Sorry, with the idea of rook threatening rook takes bishop and threatening queen takes pawn check. And had he played, oh, he might have been able to hold. Yeah, so I might have bungled it, but he blundered. Probably a mouse slip, but that's it. You win some, you lose some. And Togni 2180 had lost his game. We're playing RRR 2005, rating 2204. And RRR 2005 is from RRR Chile. Hot chili peppers. Bishop c5. More chilies. For those people who play poker machines. Right. And now d6, I suppose. Oh, pin that mess. Don't like it. Pin it. Pin it and win it. It's 2204. I'm just thinking how much I can get away with these guys. I don't know how much I can get away with. That's the trouble. It's going to be a bit cautious. There we go. I play Queen f6. That was the plan. That was the follow-up plan. Queen f6. Queen takes pawn. Not a great follow-up plan, but to hell with it. I just wanted to... what's he doing now? Knight there is good, I believe. And Queen d7. And I'm very happy with this position. I'm very happy. This has worked out well for me, I think. I'm looking at castling queenside. Maybe I can castle kingside. All depends on whether I can get my power move in. You all know my power move, don't ya? Yeah, my power move. He took it. C4 was definitely 110,000% better than what he did. Yeah, C4 was 110,000% better than what he'd actually played. Now the idea of this move is it stops knight g4 with a whole lot of nasty little threats. So we'll just go back. We'll play. Oh, it's a bit tricky. Folks. We can play rook here. Rook to f8. It's not a good move on my part. I might have to sacrifice here. Don't like sacrificing. He's sacrificing. I don't understand what he's doing. I'll just simply play queen to f6, threatening queen takes pawn check. And surely I've got the advantage. Queen takes pawn check. I can take the knight. I don't think he's got an attack. I could take the knight. But I've got rook f7 as well. I think it's best to take the knight. So give him a check and just move away and see what he does. So we've all got little attacking moves in this position. He's got some, I've got some. Now he wants to check me here. Should be nasty. And to stop that check, I can play queen here. That stops the check. It also threatens queen takes rook. Now that's the beauty of it. It's a double threat. Stops the check and threatens queen takes rook. That's why I did it. You see, queen takes rook. I won your piece. I won your piece. 37 seconds, Mr. T. the Blue 5 from Chile. Oh, he resigned. So it shows you the old double threat. Powerful in lightning chess. And my rating goes up to 2172. D4. E4. Knight C3. Logical. Defends the centre. Knight F3. We're not going to play any of the rubbish that we were playing yesterday. Bishop to E2. Just solid stuff. Prepare the castle. No risk, free play chess. He's 2205. He's from Israel. We're playing Menapun 1. He's an international master. So we're going to have respect for our international masters. I'll play H3. Just stopping the old little attack there. Oh, here he comes. He's coming with the wing attack. Ye old wing attack. I'll play rook E1. Move my bishop back to F1. Hold my E pawn. Gets any wing attack. Oh, look at this. That looks like a nice move. I like that move. I like the idea of pushing on E6 and causing disruption. I like this idea because his queen's pinned. His queen's pinned. Now, how do we take advantage and play correctly at the same time? I want to attack that pawn and just play a logical move, making it hard for him to get a decent game. I like knight G5, only he's got that bishop. I like knight G5, knight G4. That looks logical. Threatens that E pawn. Opens my bishop so I can play F3 or G5. And he's still tied up a bit. So I can play bishop G5. Hope I don't run out of moves here. But the whole idea is just to keep him on the hop. Keep him on the hop. Well, he's playing there. So we can take the queen off. Then we don't have to worry about being mated by this master. Okay. Now I can play bishop to F4. That threatens to take his knight off, and also threatens to take the other knight down there, attached to the rook. So we can take that knight now. That's a little intermezzo. And then we can play pawn takes knight. Pawn takes knight, is that good? We can play knight takes pawn. Knight takes pawn. Or did I not get my piece back? How many pieces have I got? I've got 3. Wait a minute. I've got 3. I've got to count these things correctly. Right, I've got a knight on E6. And I've got a powerful bishop there. I'll keep my powerful bishop. Because his pieces are shitty. Right, yeah. So he's got 4 pawns, 5 pawns, and I've got 3 pieces, and he's got 3 pieces. But I've got the knight c, this square here, and that's a winner. That's a winner. Oh, Pawn, you've just done your lolly. There goes the bishop. Let's just get into him, eh? Well, should we just get into him, or just play rook e2 and show him the power of our nonsense? Rook b1. Oh no, wrong rook. I touched that rook with the mouse. I forgot. Stupid, stupid move by a stupid, stupid player. I'll take that. Is that good too? No. Knight takes pawn. Rook hits pawn. Just attack that pawn in the centre. Rook hits rook. A rook takes, a sneaky devil. Power on to c6. When you piece up, you've got to hit 2 pawns at the same time. We took that. He's got 4 pawns. Lock his king out. Oh, black won. He won on time. Fast IM, he had 1 minute 27 seconds left. So he's a speed merchant. Ah, what a horror. Declined my challenge. He didn't like that game. He was being smashed. I could have got him in the endgame. His pawns weren't mobile. So I think my bishop on e4 would have caused him all sorts of trouble. When I won the piece, I didn't capitalise 100% the best way. But in Lightning Chess, you don't have time to think about these things. You just got to go on your instinct and do what you got to do. Knight f3. E takes. I like bishop checks. Could be a mistake. I'll play knight takes pawn. Okay. Got to be careful here. Queen b6 is dangerous. I've got to try to wipe him out. I've just got to try to castle and blast him. 2153, Cropley from United Kingdom. So here he goes. He's trying to monster me. So now he's got trouble is he can't take the pawn off on d5 because the knight takes. So he's got technical problems. As he's got technical problems, is he worried about pawn takes pawn? He should be. I think he should be worried about pawn takes pawn. Cropley, I think he should be very worried. Very, very worried about pawn takes pawn. Reason being, if he plays rook d8, which I think he planned to do, to pin my knight and attack it 3 times with the queen on b6, bishop f6 on my knight and have me over worry about my lack of development, he would have overlooked the fact that I could play pawn takes pawn check and then queen c4. You see, this is the key. You play this queen c4 move and everything seems to be hunky-dory. You see, there's queen c4. Now, the fact that I've got that pawn down there, yes, that's the key position. Now you have to let me develop. You've got to let me develop. Where's your bishop go? I can hit you. You're going to play rook c8, are you? Are you going to play rook c8? Okay, we'll just have a look at this. We'll have a look at this one. When you play rook c8, what do we do? But in this position, 90. Looks bad. How do I hold that? There's a problem, isn't it? Bit of a problem. He played that really well. Playing Cropley again. 2161. Okay, Cropley. It's 11:53. I'm going to have to stop for lunch. Oh, we'll have a little snack. I like the idea that his pawn's on F3. It's a bit crappy. So now I can hit his bishop. Take his knight off on C3. Bishop to there. At least I've got a natural square for my bishop. I've got E6. All right. Oh, he wants to get a pawn storm on my bishop. Well, that's got to go there. I've got no choice. At least you don't have to think about moves like that. Okay, what's he doing? Knight F4. Take it off. He's getting tempos, a couple of tempos here and there. You win a couple of tempos, then bingo, you lose a couple of tempos, buddy. Right. This is the key position. Does bishop to G6 cause him problems? Bishop G6, knight takes pawn. It's a bit stupid. I'll play King F8. Oh, you got D5. You can play your D5 move. Play E5. I'm losing a piece here. I resign. Yeah, the position's overwhelming. New 3-minute game. Had to resign. I calculated in all variations. It was totally overwhelming. It was rook takes. If you want to look at the game, it was a rook takes bishop on the D file, followed by bishop pins my queen against my king, and all sorts of nasty little tricks. I'm just helping him develop, but at the same time, I haven't got a complicated game. I've got an easy game. Yeah, so castling kingside could be a problem. It's probably better to plan to castle queenside. Okay, we'll just play king to b1. Secure the king. Oh. Right. Rook c1. King a1. Knight b1. I played king a1 to get the knight, gave the knight a square on b1. Then I can hang back to b2 or play e4. He wants me to play b4 so he can play knight h4 and knight f4. I know all that. I know what he's up to. But knight to d2. And let's see now. Queen to d1. Okay. King to b1. I'm just keeping my position fairly solid. Queen to c2. I don't know what you're doing there. Pawn takes pawn. And I think you've lost the plot, buddy. You've lost the plot. You don't understand the position. Because now he's just overextended. He thinks he's a great attacking player. And I'm just going to grab the A file, rook on the C file to A1. And now he's defending. He hasn't got any breakthrough moves in the position at all. No breakthrough moves. And I'm just going to grab space and position. Okay. Right. I'll have to go back, but it doesn't matter. I'll play king to c2. My king's fairly safe on this square, funnily enough, I think. I think it's fairly safe. He wants to open me up. That's all right. The more you open it up, the more I come in, don't I? I'm not sure, but I think so. So I'm going to play rook here to c1. King to d1. And now the more you open it up, the more I come in. That's the way I see it. Okay, I'll take that. Oh, you won. Yeah, I think you were winning at the end. The way you opened me up, it's quiet sort of game. I thought to myself, maybe I got out too early out of the position or something. I wiggled a bit too early. I know I was winning, but I just wiggled out of it the wrong way. Right. There's a pawn there. Look at that. I think you overlooked something, buddy. All your early attacking moves coming to naught. go there. Then you can't move your bishop. You can't castle queenside. So what are you doing? Give me a pawn. I'll take that. Thank you. I'll say thank you. Always say thank you. And what are you doing now? I think my bishop belongs on d6. That protects me. I want to play queen to c5 if he hits me, and at the same time I want to attack him. So I'm going to play queen here. No one move wins for him or anything at the moment. Well, that was his plan. Well, what was that doing? Did that do anything? Oh, you got knight hits and queen there. Okay. All right, show me. Okay. It's time for casting, I think. Almost. Queen to d7. Tricky position. Tricky. You've got full control over the position. What a bummer of a position. Anyway, I got the black squares. I got the black squares controlled. Might have lost the white ones, but I got the black ones. Do you just think you can win from here or something? Are you a dreamer? Well, you won. Outplayed me completely. Outplayed me completely. And now we're playing Jono, 22-22, and Jono's from Estonia. Probably near Latvia or somewhere. If I'm correct, Paul Keres, the one of the greatest players next to Korchnoi that anyway, he was a fantastic player of that era. He might have got I think he got a coin, a Euro coin, a Euro chess coin with his image. So if you like collecting coins, you might look out for Paul Keres. I'm sure he's on the on one of the Euro coins, or several Euro coins that were issued. And he's a very popular player, popular person. The world misses people like Paul. I don't know what that queen's doing over there, so we'll just play rook d3. And now we'll push past. We're going to push past. I'm going to try to get b4 in. Slow down the what's his name pawn. I want to get b4 in. Oh, what's this? There's a pawn there. Look, I'll take it off. Did you see that at all, Mr. Jono? Oh, Jono. I'm not Jono. John 011 2222. Or was that a positional sacrifice of some sort? Well, if a rook is your idea of a positional sacrifice is just giving me a rook, then I'll take it every time. I'll just play knight back here now, threaten that pawn. I'll take that pawn off too. That's okay. We don't mind. We're not shy here. We're not shy. Yes, you have got a good bishop. It's true, but you're going to face my wrath. You've got no attack, and I have, and I'm coming forwards with my attack. And I'm going to burst through the queen side, bursting through. How am I going to come through? I'm going to burst through, right? And everything that you know and see is just going to fall apart. Buddy, it's going to all fall apart. Now, how do we finish him off? We play pawn takes pawn, because we're going to play both sides of the board. That's what chess is all about. You've got to play both sides. So we play rook to bishop 3 and knight takes pawn. What's that move? That move threatens nothing. Rook takes bishop check, queen check, and wins. No threats. Pawn takes bishop, queen takes queen. You can have my rook. That's right, I don't mind, because I have a great game with knight hits pawn, and when I get that b pawn, the game's over. There goes the b pawn. Oh, not there. I've held my a pawn now. Can I check you? Looks like a good check. Check for my check. Whee! Where are you going? Oh, look at my queen. Don't you know that I've got a queen down there, buddy? Jono, here comes my queen. Dun, 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 dun. My queen's coming, Jono. I think I could do that. I think I can afford that. I'll take that one and take that one. And the way I see it is I've got something extra that you haven't got. I'll hold that. I've got to be careful here. There's a draw coming. king up here. Knight check, is it? Yeah. One takes pawn. One takes pawn. Knight back. We stopped to save the queen. Woohoo! Knight there. You can't come in. Not allowed to come in. I've got 15 seconds to finish you off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh, it's a draw. Ah! You got a draw. I'll give him a rematch. He doesn't want one. Oh, he ran away. Oh, I had the win and I muffed it. You got a draw. Ah, rightio. Liviu 78 row, 22.59 from Romania. Lost a few points in the last few games. I was going along all right. I was 21.67, headed to my 2200, and what did I do? I went astray. Right, I'll pop that knight in there. I don't like that knight. What's this move? Trying to take advantage of me. I could take and takes. This is not very good for me. It's not very good at all. I've managed to get this bishop back and hold the H-pawn. This could be super critical later. That was the stage where I defended and survived or something. Oh, hold on. I think I stuffed it. You got to stuff the game. Looks like I'm busted. Absolutely busted. What a horror. Hey, what a horror game. So we got that covered. No problems. No problemo. No problemo. Go. Well, you got there, 2264. From Romania, Liviu 78 Row. I declined my challenge. It's 12:19 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and this will be my last game. And I'm playing Astro Duff, the Duff from the AstroTurf, and he's from Canada. Good luck, Astro Duff. Okay, so he's had a few moves, and he's got that sort of silly setup. Oh, he just wants to play f3. I'll play c5 and challenge his black squares along his diagonal. And we'll take that off, and I'm happy. I could take that off, and I'm happy as well. And I get my pieces out. That can't be too bad. I'm sure he should have played e5 and bishop check or something. I'm happy to play this position. I think I've got a few tempos even, maybe. I'll play bishop in case he castles queenside. Woohoo! Checkmate! Oh, I might be a bit ambitious thinking it's checkmate, but I'm sure I've gained a couple of moves here somewhere. Just get the pieces working. Threaten knight c4 and come in and get him or something. What's he doing? Oh, he doesn't like all that, so he's going there. I'll play queen c5. I'm happy. Take that. And I've sort of weathered the storm a little bit. Instead of castling, I could play king e7, rook on the h file to d1, d8, bunker down. I'm always bunkering down for some reason. Bunkering down. I'm sick and tired of bunkering down against these guys. What's this move? What's this move? He hits my knight. Oh, I can hit that. Surely I'm all right there. And I'll take that one. And I'm setting a check. And I'm setting a pawn there. Look, woo, there goes a pawn. I got a pawn. So what are you doing now? What's your plan? Okay, well, go back here. And I'm doing all right. You should have played F5. You missed it, buddy. You missed F5. That's not a bad move. But I can survive, I think. I can survive. I am a survivor. Because we're going to go into this complex variation. All right. And now, bishop here. Look at that little move. You like that? I bet you don't like that one. Oh, I knew you didn't like that one, so I'll take that one. And still you can't take my pawn on d6. Still can't take it. So I play rook c6. Rook, queen here threatens a pawn. What's your a pawn? Triple up. What's your c pawn? All the time I'm attacking you, and you just keep surviving. I'll play b5. I've got no weaknesses. What's he doing there? What's that for? Oh, well, I don't think... Can you take that? Play king g7. Let's hold it. What are you threatening? Nothing. I'll check you. I'll take your check. Take your check. Grab your pawn. Pawn for a pawn. Oh, I'll take that one. That's bigger. I'll go rook hits pawn. Double rooks. Watch out, there's checks coming. You're just trying to be a speed merchant, Astro Duff. I thought you'd resign. You're just trying to win on time. Wait 33 seconds and you realise, oh, FIDE Master Johnny Curtis, he's too good. Okay, all right then. Oh, sorry, my ego was going out of control. I'm just back to normal. I've got to have that food, get some lunch, and then I'll be fine. But listen, thank you very much for coming in and sharing some special time with me on FM John Curtis Chess. And we'll see you again shortly.